All right, so we are back with some more maintenance today. We got the filter in for the mini bike, the oil filter. I'm about 100% sure that it's the same filters that we run on my daughter's KLX. Oh well, but we got it over here running, getting it warmed up, going to drain the oil. We got the Mazda running, fresh battery on it. We changed the oil in it, so yeah, we're trying to cram in a bunch of maintenance before cold weather comes. I don't know why I've waited till cold weather to start doing maintenance. I'm just kind of lazy, I guess, because I'd rather ride more than maintain. But mini bike's warming up, going to drain the oil. Mazda's done. We done the Ranger not long ago. I think we got about 1,000 miles left on it before we have to change the oil on it. I tightened the chain up last time. I think I need to adjust it because it's riding a little odd. It's got a cast iron, actually, or a cast steel chain guard, and so you can't really shim it up or straight edge it to match the other one without taking it off. So we're going to take it off and do it anyway. So yeah, we're going to start maintenance on this after it warms up and see how she runs. I'm going to have to put a new battery on it before next year because I've been roll starting it now. Stator and everything's still good, like it'll still charge it, but if I leave it out here with this cold weather overnight for 3 or 4 nights, and it has a hard time starting again. No big deal, but we'll get to it. So let me grab my oil filter and let's do it. All right, so we got it warm. This thing is a little odd. I think at some point in time they were bought out by a Chinese company. I don't know what year they went from Italian to Chinese, but parts seem to be fairly easy to find for it. So maybe this is the Italian version, who knows. Anyway, we got the bike warmed up. We're gonna pull the plug out, drain the oil on this side. I've got a little makeshift oil pan that I use for my bikes to get under the frame, and the plug is on one side and the filter is on the other. So this is your oil plug right here, and this is the left side of the case. So we'll pull that off with a 14mm socket, let it drain. And the main reason that you want to get it up to temp is not only because it changes the viscosity of the oil, makes it easier to drain, but it also has an oil cooler on there that has a temp valve, and I think that the valve allows your oil flow to stay closed until it does reach designated temp, and then it opens. So if you ride it till it's warm, the valve's open, it's circulating oil, it'll drain from the cooler down. If the valve's closed, I'm assuming the cooler will leave a small amount of oil sitting in it. If not, it doesn't hurt anyway. So yeah, let's pull this bitch off then and throw some. I thought we're gonna go with the heavier weight too, because like I said, these little single cylinders, especially this Benelli's, they have a lot of cylinder noise and I don't like it. So I'm really hoping to throw some overweight in this and quieten it up a bit, because I don't want to do any valve adjustments. I'm really that lazy, and I think I've got my money's worth out of it. I'm just gonna rise it as is, do basic maintenance, and call it good. I know that sounds lazy and shitty, but if only you all knew half the things that I've done on this bike. Yeah, it's the least of my worries on trying to go get valve lash taken out to add to the longevity of it, because I really don't care that much about it. Future mini bikes will be going probably to a Grom just because of parts availability, like aftermarket parts. Not saying you can't find any for the Benelli, but most of those that you have to order from China or something like that, or you have to wait for like a really long lead way because they are shipping from overseas. Honda has a lot of their parts available here in States, a lot of aftermarket availability on everything. So we'll eventually go to an actual Grom. And this one, if something does happen to it, that's why I'm not really stressing it. I want to do like a big CC swap on this eventually. So anyway, let's just do routine maintenance now, ride it till it don't, and then figure it out then. What do you say? That's what I say, so fuck it. Here we go. All right, so I told you wrong. It is a 13 and not a 14. So 13 oil plug. Get a little crack. So once you get a little crack there, like so, and don't judge my oil pan. It gets used a lot for all the toys, and it just sits under my building, and it looks funky as fuck. Jeez. Y'all saw it here first. Fucking missed it too. Yeah. Fucking idiot. Anyway, so in case you can't see this, this has a an in system filter. Like I don't even know what to call it. So with this, you can spray it off, brake clean, check your O-rings, blow it out, which is what I usually do. When you go back with it, if your O-rings are good, or if not, just change your O-rings. But you just stick it back in your plug, and your plug has an O-ring also right here. In case you can't see that, you want to double check it before you go back. So we'll let that drain, clean our filter, check O-rings, put plug back in before we move over to the filter. Your other filter. I know, it's fucking confusing. Confuses me. But without carrying on any more than I already have, let's move on. Let's go clean this motherfucker off, put it back in, finish letting that drain, and then we'll move to the other side and do the other filter. Alright, so we got the filter cleaned. Got the plug clean. If you decide to reuse your O-rings and you use brake clean, I would highly recommend lubricating your O-rings again, because it can cause them to break down. So you can use your new oil, your old oil, just a little something, rubber back around your O-rings just to lubricate it a little. It don't take much. As you can see, just one little finger dab. Yeah, teenagers. And the same for your O-ring on your oil plug. So then you take this, you'll just put it back in here for easy installation. Still got a small drip, but nothing I'm too concerned about. I don't think the viscosity is very high in this from the factory anyway. So I think we're going from a 1040, or maybe even a 1030, I don't even remember. We're going to a 1540, I'm going with Rotella. I run it in the bikes, in the minis. I run it in the dirt bike, both four-wheelers, the goat cart. Works well enough anyway. So slide that back in, thread it down. I'm gonna move my makeshift pan out of the way. A lot of good it does though, in case you can't see here. I fucking missed. But then you just give her a good snug. So this is an O-ring, and a lot of people mistake this by torquing it too much. And that is no bueno. You'll end up compressing that O-ring too much and eventually cause yourself a leak. So, this side's done, plugs back in, filter one's clean, move to the other side, pull the filter, change it. Alright, now we're on the right side of the bike. The actual true filter side, in case you can't see this right here, this nice little small filter housing. So, I always pull the oil cap off to help it breathe. I don't know if it like tries to vapor lock sometimes, you know, like if you got no airflow, but in my opinion, it helps. But in case you can't tell by how dirty and nasty this thing is, it gets used a lot. And even though the miles may be less this year on this compared to the Fat Bob, it still gets used more in the sense that I ride it up here at the house with the kids and stuff. But this side's self-explanatory also. You need a 8mm. You just pop these 3 bolts loose here. This is your filter cover. If I ain't mistaken, it's an O-ring style cover also. Same principle applies over there. Clean your O-ring, check it. If used, brake clean, lubricate it. If it's bad, pinched, or you had a previous leak, change the bitch. It ain't doing you any good. I'm really surprised I don't have like a busted case or something on here, because this thing gets rode pretty hard off-road. Actually, when I rolled it off down there earlier to ride it and warm it up, I cased it at the bottom of the driveway. There is a spring behind this also, and it just holds tension to your filter to, I guess, make a good seal to your case. Factory OEM style filter does not have an O-ring top seal on the back of the filter, which I'll show you here in just a second. Woo! Almost lost that spring in the oil. So you got your O-ring, easy seal, your spring, which sits on the indentation here, and you have a marker that shows you up. I'm not sure if this thing is like oblonged or out of whack, why it matters which side you put this on. And my dog's going crazy in case you can't hear him. But anyway, if you do care, or if it does matter, there is a mark on the top of this. I'll flip it around here. Right there shows directional up. No big deal though. I'll clean this off in a second. Let's go ahead and pull the filter out. Some damn nasty shit too. This thing's gonna make me look like a bitch on camera. I can't even get it out. All right, so this one has been changed previously because it's already got a K&N filter on there, which is what I'm going back with. So this aftermarket filter does have the oil seal that I was talking about, which doesn't really matter because there's a nipple on here. I don't know if y'all can see it. I'll move you over here in a second and show you. But KN 112 filters for anybody doing a future change. Let's bring you down, show you right here. So there is a nipple in there, right outside your oil galley. That nipple, this right here, slides over it. So OEM filters do not have the oil seal on the back of them, which is no big deal. If you pull it off and your filter don't have it, it's all right. Like I said, that spring is what holds tension to the inside of the case there. While I do that, I'm going to compare this filter with my daughter's dirt bike filters. I'm pretty sure they're similar. If so, you can buy these things, which they're cheap anyway. The K&N filter is like 10 bucks shipped to your door. But you could buy packs of them from Amazon. Like, I think we got 10 for her dirt bike for maybe like 20 bucks. They're super cheap. And they're single bore cylinders, so who gives a fuck? Well, I'm not looking for like pristine quality here. This is like a Italianese mini bike anyway, so yeah. Let's clean this up, get ready to put the new one in. Alright, for comparison, this is the new K&N 112 filter, which is exactly what we pulled out. This is the old one, KN 112. So I just want to show a comparison for anybody that decides to do this and you have a Benelli 135. New filter, KN 112. These are the Amazon filters that I got for my daughter's dirt bike. Like I said, you could buy them in abundance. And just so you know, they are the same exact thing. Same size. Boom. Future reference. If you're looking for a cheap and easy oil change, like I said, these are kind of cheap anyway. They're K&Ns, but $10 for one or $20 for like 10. And I know some of y'all are going to be like, oh, the fucking microns are different and the filter, blah, blah. Who gives a fuck? Like I said, this is a Chinese mini bike. Italianese, excuse me, Italianese. Anyway, it doesn't matter that much to me. It's a fucking filter. It'll serve its purpose. If you have catastrophic failure, I'm going to promise you it's not because of the filter quality. Center this old girl up somehow and shove her in. Alright, so that little motherfucker's in. You gotta be super aggressive with this motherfucker. Alright? Because that was a pain in the ass. So when you think you're not on there and you're pushing and you're like, damn, maybe I'm fucking this seal up. You're not. Just push it a little harder. Hit it with your purse. Anyway, got that on there. So, got our oil cap cleaned. We're going to lube the O-ring a little bit. Indicator is pointing up, so it'll go as so. Then you throw your little 3 8mm bolts back in. If you got fat fingers like I do, the socket will assist you. So just go around, slightly snug them just a little as you go. A little more here. Fuck me, fuck me, fuck me. Yeah. A little more here. A little more here. And just go around it until you feel confident in it, because we don't torque shit unless it's priority. And like I said, my Italianese mini bike is not priority, so it is not getting torqued. Boom. Wipe off any excessive oils, that way you can see if there's a future leak. And then now we fill her. Alright, if you're like me and you like to do things more than once, feel free to leave the spring out so you can take it off and do it again. If you're not like me and you don't want to do it more than once, make sure you put your shit on there before you do it. So, let's do it one more time. Alright, now we're going to fill it. Due to it being an Italianese, this thing is very broad when it comes to a lot of your clearances or fluid capacities or what have you. So it calls for a liter. If you're doing complete disassembly, it calls for 1.1 liters. Not that it makes a difference because you got a sight glass on here, so you can eyeball it anyway. But being that we done a complete filter swap and hopefully got all the oil drained out of the oil cooler, we're going to start on the low end and then work our way up to the 1.1, like which I said, to me, don't fucking matter. You got a sight glass, you can see it anyway. So we'll start putting a liter in here, and then we'll start it, let it circulate for a second, check your sight glass, add what is needed. So, all right, we are at a liter. So what we'll do is we'll throw the cap on it real quick, let it circulate. Pull it over on the stand just a hair, and you'll be able to see right here. Well, maybe, I don't know if I got you down there far enough. Sight glass here. So you want, typically you want a mid-level, a mid fluid level in a sight glass. This one is marked low and high, so you shoot for the middle. But it's pretty common across the board on most of your small bore motors. Alright, so we was a little low after doing our circulating, so after this point it's pretty easy. You'll fill it, let it circulate, pull it over, check your sight glass. Like I said, once you got mid-level, you're good to go. These specifically, they have a lot of valve noise anyway. I'm not sure why. I think somebody does a video explaining why the valve lash is so loud on here, but it's common on a Benelli. If you got a Benelli TNT 135 and you're like, oh my god, this thing sounds odd, it's perfectly normal. There is a guy, I can't remember his name, Cracking Garage or something like that maybe. He shows a how-to video on setting your valve clearance, and he goes through why it's noisy and all this and that, but easy peasy. So we'll top this thing off and get it fixed real quick. Start with your lowest level, like whatever factory recommendation is, like a liter. Throw it in there, check oil levels, let it circulate for a second, double check. As you can see, there's only like a little hint of oil levels there. So when you pull it over from stand, boom, oil level shows up. I'm right underneath the high mark. And then when you're back over on stand, it goes back down. So easy peasy. So yeah, that's how easy it is to change oil in your Italianese mini bike. And if you really want to save money, you don't have to go K&N, which you're not saving much, but you do get more in quantity. Quality, I'm sure, is lacking compared to K&N, but it's not a concern of mine for this particular bike. So Amazon, I can't remember, you can Google or Amazon KLX 110 oil filters, and like I said, they're identical. And it may be similar to a lot of the smaller bore bikes. They all may be similar, who knows. But this is as easy as it gets. Fuel injected bike, everything's easy to get to. Drains on the lower side of the bike, filter on the high side, so it makes it super easy, super cleanable if you're not stupid like me and you miss your oil pan. So no big deal. And yeah, give it a go yourself. Not as bad as you think. If you're somebody that doesn't wrench a lot, it's easily done anyway. If you're somebody that does wrench a lot, then you're done in 10 minutes tops. No big deal. Next, I think on this is going to be a exhaust, maybe homemade, I don't know. But we're going to get rid of this factory quiet exhaust so everybody can hear me shit rip on the golf course when I want to. But yeah, so y'all stay rowdy. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it helps to some. Maybe it does, maybe it don't. But catch us next time.